everybody, it's Dr. Joe, and today I'm going to show you how to use the TENS unit to relieve back pain. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe down here. So the folks at Auvon sent me their TENS unit, and TENS stands for Transcutaneous Electrical Nerve Stimulation. And that's great because it's a good way to help relieve that pain without using any kind of medication. So I really like using the TENS unit, and I'm going to show you different placements on the back to really get some good relief. And I should probably use a model for this. Ah! There's Brian! So it's easier to show you what I'm talking about, and we'll kind of do the low back, cold hands, a little bit on the side here, maybe the mid back, and then up in the neck area as well. And so for a TENS unit, you can cross the spine. If you're using an actual EMS where you're doing the muscle contraction, you don't want to cross the spine because then you're contracting the muscles pulling into the spine. But a TENS unit is okay because you shouldn't actually be contracting the muscles. So a lot of times people have low back pain down here around their SI joints, but sometimes it's right in the middle. So if it's middle back pain, like let's say right here on his low back, what you want to do, the best way for me, I think, is taking two channels and actually crossing that X. So this channel has two electrodes, and then this channel has two electrodes, and they should cross each other. So they're making those currents go into that X. That's what you want. So you don't want a channel on this side and then a channel on this side, because then it's not actually getting that area of pain. So, sorry Brian, these are gonna be really cold. I would start one low right here, and then one up a little bit higher here, as you can see. And so as far as getting the distance, the closer together is going to be a little bit stronger, and the further apart, you're just going to get more area space, so it won't be quite as strong. So I usually say medium. You still want it to be in the general area. And then, so the other one, here we go. Sorry, cold again. There. And then the other one is going to be right down below, about right here. So then once you turn it on, again, it's going to cross and it's going to cross. And you can see I don't have them exact here. If you're a little OCD about that, you can change it a little bit and then just have it cross that area. Again, see the X is a little bit lower, but that's still going to get that area right there. So, if this one would be maybe a little bit more here, and you could just move these down a little bit more past his belt line if you wanted to get those. So for that one, that's what you would use. Now let's say if it was a little bit further on the side, like those erector muscles on the sides here, and it's a really specific, maybe he has some specific pain right here. I'm gonna take these off. Ooh, they warmed up for you. And so maybe like right here is where his pain is. So let me draw a little X right there. If he had that, I would probably just go with one channel and just two electrodes for that. So then what you would want to do is just get them right, that spot right in between. So one up on top, one on the bottom, because the muscle goes in this direction. So you could do it side to side, but if you're following the muscle line, you want it to be there and there. And so then that channel just goes back and forth right to that specific spot there. So that's a way you can do that as well. Now, if you want all four, you certainly can, and then you can put one right here and here. But I found if it's kind of more of a specific spot than like a general low back pain, usually just the two channels are better because it's going to be a little bit stronger. It's going to be a little more concentrated to that spot. So I like that as well. Same thing kind of with the mid back, that thoracic area. Let's say maybe we'll do one here where it's not directly on the spine, but it's pretty close. So maybe he's having some pain right just below his shoulder blade. I would maybe go back to 4 and then get the whole area, so you're getting some of those muscles around the shoulder as well. But always remember, if you're having some pain kind of up in this area and it's a sharp, weird pain and it doesn't really feel like muscular pain, go get it checked out, because this is a referral pain sometimes of the organs. maybe even something like the gallbladder. So if you're having sharp pain that's just not going away, best thing to do is go talk to your doctor and get some tests just to make sure everything's okay there. But so then what I would do is maybe put it here and then down there a little bit, and then same kind of thing, then take the other ones, cross it here, and then here. So again, this one's going to be a little more general area, but then you're going to get a little bit of the shoulder as well, where those muscles might be, maybe some of those rhomboids around in that area, and then just getting that good general area here. So again, the placement doesn't have to be exact, so you can do it yourself, just kind of slap them on there. But if you have somebody to do it for you, then that's always great as well. And then the last one, kind of maybe up in his neck area. A lot of people have questions about placement of the neck because you do need to be a little careful with your carotid arteries in the front, those vagus nerves around the side. So let's say you have some general pain right in here, maybe usually if it's neck pain, maybe it's a little bit on both sides. So what I would do, a lot of times those muscles, maybe the levator scap coming up this way, is going to cause pain all the way up into that neck area. Of course, it's a little bit easier if you have shorter hair, so there's not some down here. But same kind of thing. I'd probably use 4, but if you have, maybe your hairline comes down a little bit and you don't have a lot of space, you could just do going across this way if you wanted to, one channel that way and then having those off. So you could do it that way, or you could even have a little bit smaller pads and then do a little cross like that, because you can get different sizes of pads for the TENS unit, and maybe do something a little bit more like that, so then it's going to cross that area in there. So a lot of different ways to do it. You can do just the 2 electrodes, you can do 4 electrodes, so either 1 channel or 2 channels, and just play around with a little bit. A lot of times on the units there's different settings. People ask me a lot about hey, what setting should I use for this specific thing? A lot of people will tell you use this for this specific thing, use that for this specific thing. But I personally say whatever feels the best for you, because remember, TENS is different than the electrical muscular stimulation where you're trying to activate the muscle. The TENS is just to relieve the pain, following that same pathway as the pain pathway to get that vibration to calm down the pain. So whichever one makes it feel better is really the one that you should use. So let me tell you quickly about the Auvon unit. It's really cool. I like it because it's different than most of the other ones. It's more streamlined. It's got the smoother curves, so it fits really, really nicely and comfortably in your pocket. It's also got a little clip right here, so if you don't want to put it in your pocket, you can clip it onto your pants, or you can clip it onto the edge of your pocket and then just kind of go with it, and you can do your everyday activities and have it on. It's also pretty neat because it's battery powered. Some of them you just charge in the wall, but all it takes is 2 AAA batteries. So that's really nice too, that it has a lot of power with just that. Also, as you can see when you turn it on, you have just very simple settings. It's not trying to give you pictures that you have to figure out what you want. You can just circle through the settings, and so you can just try them and see which one feels best for you. And then you have the more intensity, less intensity, and then your timer as well. So there's not a whole lot of buttons for you to have to figure stuff out. Sometimes when there's a whole lot and pictures and you're trying to figure out, well, which one do I use, it gets a little confusing. But with this, you just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's pretty cool. You can just test it out, and then the one you like, you can say, okay, I like number 2, so every time I turn it on, I'm going to go straight to number 2. So I really like that as well. The on-off button on the top, just really easy to turn on and off, and then really easy to do 1 channel if you want to, or 2 channels if you want to get 2 electrodes or 4 electrodes. So really nice, really smooth, feels nice in your hand. So there you have it. That's how to use the TENS unit to relieve back pain. If you're interested in purchasing the TENS, make sure you click up here, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking down here. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.